Good afternoon, everyone. Kirk here with Serious Gaming, and I am joined today by my bunny Reese. He decided to join me to do the Resident Evil Requiem review that we're going to do today. I have been looking forward to that game for quite some time. Um, I had it pre-ordered, so it came out on Friday. I ended up beating it this morning, Sunday morning. I ended up beating it. I could have beat it last night, but I wanted to save it for a little bit because I just didn't want it to end. Um, but I figured I would go through, just do my review on it, my honest review. Go through some things I like, some things I didn't like, and I'll give it a final score at the end. So, starting with the things I liked about the game, obviously the story is really strong in this game, very amazing. It continues the overall story of just Resident Evil in general. Um, so the story is really good. It just kept you just want to keep on playing. Um, the nostalgia factor for me was really high because I've played all these games, and so like Resident Evil 2 is probably my favorite one. 2 followed by 4, but 2 is probably my favorite Resident Evil game, and this game has just all kinds of nostalgia in it. I mean, as you've seen, it's in the trailer because this is a spoiler-free review. But in the trailer, the latest trailer they had where Leon enters the Raccoon City Police Department, and like that scene was just wow. It was awesome. This really, really, really cool that they did that. Um, the characters are excellent. Obviously, you got Leon, who's the man. He's awesome in this game. He's about, I think he's about 50 or give or take in this game, because I think it's like 28 years after the events of Resident Evil 2. So he's awesome. Um, and then Grace, the other protagonist, is also really cool. I liked her a lot. I like playing as her. So they did a great job with the characters in this game. The visuals also are amazing. They had a lot of a lot of different settings. You get to go to different places. I mean, I don't want to spoil anything, but there's a lot of the visuals are really good, really, really good. They did an excellent job with that. All different types of cool settings that's very enjoyable. They keep it fresh. The combat is also top notch, probably the best in the series. I mean, it is just, I mean, everything about it is so smooth and just it feels so crisp. Um, I mean, even when you go to like just reload your guns, if you have if you're full and you can't reload anymore, you hit the reload button, and Grace or Leon, they'll both check their they'll check their barrel to see and see if it's like full. It's awesome. Just little things like that. Like the controls feel really tight and just smooth and just very responsive. Everything is just really well done. And then also the enemies. All the enemies are cool. They keep that fresh too. I never got bored, or there wasn't an enemy where I did not want to fight. Like I wasn't dreading any of them. They were all fun to fight against. Sound effects also are just, man, just super well done. Um, so I would say, as far as things that I didn't like about the game, um, there's really only one thing that I didn't like about the game, and that's that it was too short. That was it. Literally, this game, I can't find anything that I didn't like about it. It took me just right under 15 hours to beat it on my first playthrough. I'll definitely be going through it again several more times, on different difficulties, unlocking different weapon skins and weapons and costumes and all that kind of stuff. Um, so yeah, that's the only thing that I could say would be the negative thing, is that I just did not want it to end. Um, and it stinks that it was that short, but it was really good. Hopefully they'll do some DLC like they did in previous games, so maybe we'll get something in the later in the year for that. Now, as for the final score, this is nothing less than a 10 out of 10. This is honestly Game of the Year contender. Now, for me personally, um, you know, we had two Trails games. We have two Trails games this year. Trails Beyond the Horizon, which was a 10 out of phenomenal, and then you also have Trails in the Sky remake of the second chapter coming out later in the year. So it's hard for me to pick because I love Trails are my favorite games, but I also love Resident Evil. So this is this might win Game of the Year just because I know a lot of people, Trails kind of gets thrown, to the wolves when it comes to, getting nominated for any Games of the Year or any awards really for that matter. So I do think that Resident Evil Requiem has a good chance of at least definitely being nominated, but I think it should win, to be honest with you, if Trails is not in the factor for me. Now, should you play it? Yes, I definitely think you should play it, but I think if you're going to play it, if you've never played a Resident Evil game, I don't recommend starting here. Now you can, I'm not saying you can't, you can definitely start here and understand what's going on because they give you a lot of stuff with like the little notes and little different files you find. But I would highly recommend if you're gonna, even if you just played one, just at least play Resident Evil 2. 2, 3, and 4, they're all remade, so they still look great. You can still play them. They're still a ton of fun. I would recommend at the very minimum play 2, but I would honestly, you would do yourself a service by playing 2, 3, and 4, the remakes. I would play at least those, just to get a better feel for who Leon is and the story, and it'll impact you and hit a lot harder when you play Resident Evil 9. And it'll give you something to look forward to because those games are also phenomenal. 3 is the weakest of the remake trilogy of 2, 3, and 4, but it's still good and it's short. It's really short. But those games are amazing. You should definitely play those. And if you play those, then definitely give this game a shot. This is a absolute masterpiece. I hope they just continue on this. I hope it's not another 4 or 5 years before we get another one. Because these games are so fun. I had a lot of fun with this game. So, but yeah, that's my review on Resident Evil Requiem. If you have any, what are your thoughts on it? Did you play it? Did you like it? What are your overall thoughts? Let's talk about it. And yeah, please like and subscribe if you're not already. And yeah, we will see you in the next one.